10:10, we enter and open up this beautiful gate, and 10:11, we step into the mirror to see our reflection. And then on 10:22, we will integrate all that we build between that time of 10:11 and 10:22. So makes perfect sense to me about all of that. Why these are the dates that were given to me by the divine to do this retreat. So it's about using the portal energies, and the sacred site of the pyramid. Actually, Giza is the place to be for each of those portals, which we will be in Cairo for each of those days. So there's just all of that synchronicity. So right now we're going to work on the releasing, and then during the next portals, we will then begin building and integrating the new next big part of our journey. So, and it's not just, a little part of our journey. This is like the next big cycle, not a season, years that we're stepping into in the integration of that. So that's where we're at with all of it. So, easy? Sure, easy peasy. Hard? Some days, yeah. Some days it's really hard. And other days, it's easier than others. So, as we say, or people say, to stay in the flow. I don't stay in the flow. I am the flow. I am the flow. I get to create my reality and choose my reality as well as all of you. So we are the flow. We are creating the waterway. We are changing our reality in every moment, with every breath, with every thought we think, with everything that we do. So, and we're all very much, everyone here, becoming very much conscious of that. Sometimes in a fun way and sometimes not. So it's a learning process. And all we can do is what we can do. And we don't want to go back to balance anymore. We want to ask for please help me adjust to a new way of beingness. Not asking for balance anymore, because balance will take you backwards. And we don't want to go backwards even the smallest amounts. So that's the newest information on the front, adjusting to the new way of beingness. So that's where we're at.
Wow, it's the nightly updates. I love that. Let's see. It's been about 5 minutes. Margaret, I feel like we should go ahead and start. And if there are any other participants that join, we'll make sure that they get in. And
Yes.
I'm sure that anyone comes in can catch up. And yeah. So just before we start, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Brian Simerson, and I have known Margaret. How long have we known each other now? 8 years, something like that. We met in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
I'm from
Something
Virginia
like that.
Beach. Something like that. I'm from Virginia Beach, and originally, but I'm actually in Egypt right now. Have been here for a few years now. And actually, Margaret and I are in the same town. We're about 25 minutes from each other. And it's been a joy and honor to watch Margaret's progress over these years that I've known her, and so being asked to support her on this retreat that she's doing here in Egypt. It's extremely exciting. And I can tell you from a firsthand perspective, of all the sites that are on that itinerary, I've been to all of them. Margaret's been to all of them. And I can tell you the energies that these places harness, there are really no words that can describe them. And they're beautiful, extremely beautiful. So I'm going to take a step into the back office, and I'm just going to. We've prepared a bit of a presentation for you. Margaret's going to walk through the retreat, and then we are going to finish off with that wonderful 9-9 portal activation, which is very exciting. So I am going to share my screen. I apologize if we have a couple technical glitches ahead of time. Appreciate your patience and your kindness. And I will share the screen.
Is in flow. They're going to be like, what is it? Where are you guys? Where are you?
Okay, and here we go. Alrighty. Everyone can see that screen? We're good?
Yes.
Okay, just a little more. I knew there were a couple of notes of housekeeping. If we can, through this presentation, if we can just mute our audio, and we are recording this. I hope that no one has objections to that. If you do, please feel free to mute your audio and to close your cameras. We just want to be able to send this to you and to other prospective retreaters. So we hope that you don't mind. And I believe that's all the housekeeping for now. There will be a Q&A session, and please feel free to ask Margaret or myself any questions you may have. Okay. Okay, Margaret.
I want to say to all of my friends that know me that are on here, they're like, wow, this is like professional. We usually just sit and have a conversation. So yes, Brian has worked very hard to put.
Is that Margaret that's frozen, or is it just me?
I'd say it's Margaret.
Okay,
Yes,
you see,
I am.
Oh, there she is. We lost you for a bit there, Margaret. You know, her energy is kicking itself up because she's already blown out the internet on her side. So I think
Okay.
we're in for something extremely special this evening. So, all right, Margaret,
This
take
is
it
what
away.
we're going to do. So I'm going to turn off my video to help save with the
That's a good idea.
bandwidth, and we'll see how that works.
Okay.
So I'm certified in multiple modalities. I teach a very different style of quantum energy healing that you won't find in other places out there. I am a conscious channel. I have all of my abilities are fully on, fully open. I can see clairvoyantly, hear, feel, sense, touch. You name it, I can pretty much do it or have that ability. So with that, I'm able to really help people to transform their lives, especially with the quantum healing. With the quantum healing, we get to the root cause of problems and we pull all the energy out from those seed thoughts and then turn them into just data and app that they no longer use on their phone. And being here in Egypt has also assisted me on that journey because I am working with a lot of different guides, strictly Mother, Father, God, though, most of the time now, that the energies here have not only heightened my intuitive abilities, but also have brought new tools. I've gotten lots of new tools and more expansiveness and consciousness. So Egypt has a very, very high vibration. And I was asked when I first moved here, why is it so high here? Not, because it's not just the sacred sites. And I have to turn my video on because I will tell you why. I am moving my hands, talking and everything. So it's not just the sacred sites. It is, we are walking on sand, microscopic crystals. Egypt is a desert in Africa. So walking on this sand, everything is built on sand. It's all around. The high energy of the crystals is what also brings in this intense energy of Egypt. Now, being in nature has another high intensity of energy, but it's very different. It's more softening, more soothing. So this is more of a buzzing, a high attunement, I guess I could say. So working with being able to do past life regressions, help people with that and all of that has really also helped me to open up my own awareness and more of my abilities by working with the different Egyptian pantheon and remembering my past lives, not just my past lives here in Egypt, but many past lives of being a healer and doing this work and being a teacher. So that's what I do, is teach and help people heal, self-empower people to help themselves. So with that, I think we can go on to our next slide, Brian. I think I covered it. So this retreat is about anchoring in the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. Everybody's talking about the divine feminine and working with the sacred feminine, and they are forgetting about the divine masculine. We cannot go through this ascension process completely without also anchoring in and integrating the divine masculine within our own beings. So on this retreat, that is one thing that we will do. We will work on releasing the lower vibrational, third dimensional, fourth dimensional, feminine and masculine frequencies. And then we will go through a process where we will shift the energies of the chakras to the higher frequency, where we will go not back to where they were in Lemuria and Atlantis, but to a new level of being. So the sacred and divine feminine will reside in multiple chakras, and so will the divine masculine. So that is another thing that's going to happen on an individual basis. On a collective basis, we will work on putting energies into the planetary grid to help to take down that control programming that went into play thousands of years during the fall of man. So everybody holds codes in their soul that will download and activate when you go to places you are drawn to go. So if you're drawn to come to Egypt, you hold codes that are necessary to be released into the grid work here to open up things for humanity. If you are called to Peru, to Machu Picchu, to Stonehenge, to all of these beautiful sacred sites, it's because you hold codes that will be downloaded into the grid and activate many different things. So we all hold codes. No one is any more special than the other. It's just where you are called to go. So I was called to come here. I was pushed to come here. I kind of fought it, and I was like, no, I don't need to go. I can go in meditation. I can do what I need to do. And no, the divine wanted me here, boots on the ground, and knew how to get me here. So that's a whole nother story for another day. But I'm very happy that I'm here, and evidently I'm loving it because this is my 4th year of living here part-time. So I do part-time here in Egypt and go back to the States for a couple months twice a year to go see my grandbabies and family. So this is what kind of separates Egypt apart and this retreat apart from other retreats. If you were to go and look at a lot of other retreats that are being offered right now, they're all talking about the divine feminine. The divine masculine anchored into the planet in the Nile, horizontal to the Osirian temple, because Osiris happens to be on the board of divine male masters that are overlighting that energy. So this, and when I knew it was anchored in, I thought, oh, well, it's the pyramids. Of course, everybody would think it's the pyramids, but actually it wasn't. It needed to be in water. It needed to be in water, and the divine feminine is anchored in Lake Titicaca in Peru. They are both in water. They are both connected to two of the biggest aquifers on the planet that provide the water for the entire planet. And this way, those energies are now being coded into our water, into the water we drink, the rain, into the plants and the animals and everything that holds water and consumes water is now receiving these codes. So we all hold the codes here, if you're drawn to come to Egypt, to this retreat, to amplify that and to help take down another part of that control programming. So there's many parts to the control programming. There's control, there's greed, there's poverty, there's disease and illness and aging, and the list goes, slavery, abandonment, and the list goes on and on. So all of us hold different codes to start to disintegrate and so that energy can then be transmuted into neutral so that we can go through this ascension process. So those are the things that are going to be happening on the retreat. So we can go to the next slide. And as you can see, I'm not very good at following directions, people. So Egypt is a living library of wisdom. When you go to the temples, the energy of each temple, the energy of the pyramid, everything is very different. At least for me, every temple held a different energy. They all tell a different story. They're all built for different reasons. But some of them, they're so very soft and loving. And then some was like, whoa, and exhilarating and could be overwhelming. The energy of the pyramids was very overwhelming for me. And so as we go on the retreat, it is a lot. We do a couple different things every day, but it also gives you time to have a little integration period of those high intensity energies and to figure out what's going on. And also I am there to assist people with helping with past life or with whatever energies they're giving. We'll be doing different little meditations. We will, I probably will channel because I am a conscious channel. So I'm fully open to whatever the experience needs to be and allowing that to happen. I also know that the whole entire trip is in a very safe and sacred space. And traveling to Egypt, being a woman in Egypt and going out a lot on my own, I feel completely safe here. I have never once felt not safe. After living in New York City, and you're walking and you're holding your bag and you're looking around and watching everybody, that isn't necessary here. And it took me a long while to come out of that mode after living in New York. But the people here are so very kind and helpful and generous. And if I need something and they don't speak English, they will go find someone who speaks English to help me. And they're just amazing, truly amazing. So that is another reason why I really, really love being here. It's the energy, it's the people, it's the remembrance of a feeling of coming home, for me anyway. And the funny thing is, when I first came here the first time, I met a bunch of spiritual people, and the first thing they said to me was, "Welcome home." And I was like, huh? Oh, okay. And, as time went on and those past life memories started coming in, the Nile is actually what activated those memories for me. I got on the Nile. We were on a very short Sunset Nile cruise, and going down the Nile and seeing the farmlands on the sides and the temples and the old sailboats, because they have all of the boats there are replicas. They're built for what they used to use. And I was just going down, and then all of a sudden I was seeing the old boats and I was sitting on a huge ship, and they were all rowing, and then there were ships beside that were guard ships and the lead ships and all that, and then all of these other past life stuff has happened ever since. But that the Nile was the trigger for me. So even now, one of my favorite places to be here in Egypt that I've been so far is Luxor. It is lush and green and beautiful, and the energy of the Nile is there. And it could also be, I miss my greenery from being in the US with trees, and my son's at this beautiful garden and grass and everything. But it's more than that. I can feel the energy on the farms and watching them farm. They still farm in the old ways, and not a whole lot of machinery used. And yeah, so for me, that's Egypt. That's Egypt. Okay, so let me look at my slide here and see if I covered anything what I'm supposed to. I think I did. Okay, I think we can proceed, Brian.
Okay, actually, just everyone, because we've had some technical glitches, and I believe this is on my Zoom, which is a free Zoom. I'm receiving a notification that this is going to stop in about 5 minutes. If it does stop, everyone just sign back in to that link, and hopefully we can continue this. Margaret, I signed into the Zoom account, but for some reason it didn't transfer over. So just wanted to give you a heads up with that.
Okay. We will continue. Okay, so retreat highlights. So we're going to arrive in Cairo that night. We'll all get together. I'll be giving out the welcome package. We'll do some sort of grounding meditation, and just to start to feel into the energies, because Giza is a hop, skip, and jump from Cairo. So, and most places you can see the pyramids and things. So we want to start adjusting to that energy. Then on the next day, we're going to go to the Sphinx. And then we're going to go from the Sphinx, we're going to ask for permission to enter the gateways of the pyramids. So she will politely grant us access to that. And we may even enter the halls of Amenti, which are underneath the Sphinx, through meditation or connection. There's a whole huge library of information down there, and things that you can do to help expand your own consciousness and work on your own soul's being. We're going to, while we're in Cairo, we're also going to go to the Grand Museum and St. Sergius Church. St. Sergius Church has a kind of like a crypt where Mother Mary and Jesus as a baby and Moses were hid for months. So we can get access to that and go sit in there with that energy. And that energy in there and that church is really very peaceful for me. It was very nurturing and loving what I felt in that particular church. We're going to fly to Luxor. We're going to go into the Karnak Temple. The first time I went to the Karnak Temple, I'm walking down, and there's this huge entrance, bricked walkway and trees and everything. And I felt like I was in the movie, an Indiana Jones movie. Or on the other feeling I had was that I was in a episode of Ancient Aliens, as we're walking down this huge entrance to Karnak. The Karnak Temple was used for a lot of ceremonies. The biggest draw for me there is it does have Sekhmet's private chamber there. And my experiences with Sekhmet have been the first time. Her energy was so intense. I ran out with my hands going like this, and I was trying to get out because I was nervous that the guards would say, "Are you all right?" and this and that. And I was like, "I just got to get out of here. Let me get out." And I ran up the hill and I sat there. The last time I went was in April, and it was much calmer. But I was received a huge activation from her in there. I also received a huge activation from the divine while I was in there. So that's in Karnak. The Luxor temple is beautiful. And you'll be really amazed going through the different temples how a lot of the hieroglyphics are still very full of color. And it's amazing to me after all these thousands of years that you can still see this beautiful color on the ceilings and in some of the chambers. We will also go to the Valley of the King and the Valley of the Queens, two different places. There's some wonderful, amazing hieroglyphics in a couple of the tombs in those places. I can't remember which ones, but crystal clear because they were inside. The weather didn't get to them. And now they have them behind glass to help keep them protected because they are so vibrant. But I was saying that in the valley, especially in the Valley of the King and Queens and some of those tombs, I was so amazed at the hieroglyphics, how still vibrant with color that they were. And in some of those tombs, they're covered with glass now to protect them, but some of them look like they were just painted like last year. So because they were not exposed to the weather. But it really amazes me how a lot of that is still intact in the ceilings and on the walls and everything. Another thing that happened to me when I was in the Valley of the Queens, I believe it was, is something got activated within me where I was able actually to start reading the hieroglyphics, not the little small ones, but the bigger pictures. I just instinctively knew what they were depicting. And then all of a sudden I could see goddess Isis, actually, how she lived her life, how Osiris was living his life, Horus, not in the grandeur that's displayed, but in everyday life. Something activated within me for that as well. Then we move on. We also will go into the small Isis temple that is in Luxor. There is the big goddess Isis temple down in Aswan in Philae on the island. You have to go by boat. And the one in Luxor is not frequented by tourists. A lot of people don't know about it because it's not where all the other temples are, and it's small. But I can tell you there's more of Isis energy in that temple than the big one. But we will go to experience both of them. Dendera and Abydos. Dendera is Hathor and the beauty of the sound that she brought in to work with. And her temple is magnificent. And there's the astrology when you walk in on the ceiling in her temple there. The Osiris temple in Abydos has the I believe it's his temple that has the flower of life laser etched in one of the pillars there. But the energy in the Osiris temple, it is depicted in one chamber about how Osiris was killed by his brother Set and how Isis put him back together again, and then how they created and the birth of Horus. So there's all of that depicted in that particular temple as well. The energy, and I'm very much connected with Goddess Isis and Osiris, and also Hathor, and have worked with all of them, but Isis and Osiris definitely. And being in that particular chamber with that depiction was actually very difficult for me. It was like I could feel her heart breaking, but then the joy as she put him back together, and just going through all those stages. We're going to go on a hot air balloon ride in Luxor. It's amazing. I've not been in the balloons myself yet, but I've seen them early morning sunrise, the balloons filling up with air and then them all coming up. And I have multiple pictures of that. And I'm so looking forward to my first time on the balloon ride, and also doing that short Nile sunset cruise. And just being able to see the difference. It's really crazy because you can look here and there's farmers out there, and they have their donkeys out there, and they're working the farm with no machinery, and then you've got a temple column pillar here, and then you've got a big hotel. It's very strange, the mixture of it all, but it works. And it still holds a lot of that energy. From there, we will go down to Edfu, Aswan, Philae, where the goddess Isis temple is, and Abu Simbel. Edfu is the Horus temple, and Abu Simbel is, oh, I forget already, Ramses. It has these huge, humongous statues, and we will be driving there. The drive to Aswan from Luxor is 3 hours, and Edfu is on the way, and then it's another 3 hours on to Abu Simbel. So we will stay in Aswan and then go on to Abu Simbel the next day. So, and then go back to Luxor and fly from Luxor back to Cairo and do a couple things, finish up what we need to do in Cairo, kind of finish up with the retreat. So that's basically the itinerary. So, Brian, can you go to our next slide? We are staying at 5-star luxury hotels. Comfort is the name of the game, especially if you've been out in the sun. Luckily, this time of year, it's not as hot as usual, which is much needed. Thank you, God, for that. And these were chosen, they are all on the Nile. So you'll be staying in places that have the energy of the Nile all around them. And then you can go back and integrate your own energies. Some of them, have spas. You could go and get a massage. Different aspects that are there at all of the hotels. So, our next slide, please. So this retreat is designed to balance your divine feminine and masculine energies, release ancestral and karmic imprints. And yes, we will do a lot of that. Awakening higher consciousness and soul purpose. That happens. A lot of people can come to Egypt and know that they're just supposed to come, not sure why, and then all of a sudden, they get activated and downloads all those big fancy words for just receiving information and energies to help you become more aware of what you're here to do and how to do that. We're going to work with the chakra system, as I spoke of earlier, connecting to ancient wisdom and also anchoring this in. This is so transformational that it continues happening long after you leave. So, yes, I keep coming back here because I live here part-time, but every time I go to the temples, because I've been to some of them numerous times, it's different every single time. And something else gets activated within me. Some new information comes in. And a lot of times I don't know what it is when it's happening, and it's later on that I get the clarity about it. So it's however it works for you, however you receive your information and your guidance and the energy and how that works. And I will be there to help to facilitate and answer any questions. And trust me, if I don't know the answers, I can get them. So I can go into channel and we can get clarity on a lot of things. So you're going to have me on, tuned in, and on basically the whole entire time. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, transformative on all different kinds of levels, and just an experience. It's an experience of a lifetime. And I actually did this retreat in April. I was guided to go through the whole itinerary, go to all of the places, just like we got it laid out. And I am telling you, I am still, if I even just start talking about it, I'm right back in the energies of it. And Brian can attest to that, because I was trying to send him pictures and it took me a very long time to get him any sort of picture. Every time I opened up my phone to those pictures, I was right back in the energies. My mind is now very expansive. I can't concentrate and focus. All I can do is just sit with this energy. And so it was very hard for me to get any sort of, I'll call it 3D work done, because I'm in that energy. So, which is actually what's happening now, is I'm getting really starting to get fired up with energy. So we can go to the next one, Brian, please. So the cost of the trip includes domestic flights. That's your flight from Cairo to Luxor and Luxor to Cairo, all the hotels, breakfast at the hotels, all the entrance fees to all of the temples, all the transportation, pay for the sunset cruise and the balloon ride, and any other things that I won't give away where I'm at it, because I'm just this giver. So there will also be 4 guided meditations that I'm going to present to everybody at the beginning of the trip to listen to in a sequence. These are going to assist in clearing out the energies, and the guided meditations that I led to help flip the energy of the chakras as well. Also, there's going to be a group call a week, maybe 10 days, 2 weeks after the retreat. We will have a group Zoom to see where everybody's at. And then I'm also going to give everybody a one-on-one private hour and a half Zoom call to see where they are at and how I can assist with anything that they may have going on. The cost is for double occupancy. That means 2 people in a room. They're 2 kind of like full-size beds. They're bigger than twin and not quite a double. Double occupancy rooms, $7,899. Single occupancy, that means you have a private room. That price is there, $8,799. There is an early bird special. If you pay by the 15th in full, you get $500 off. There is a deposit required of $1,000, and it's non-refundable after the 24th of September. Also, anyone that signs up that was on this call today is getting also an additional $150 off. And I think that covers all of that. And I will be bringing, like, we will have cases of water with us and things like that that I will be providing, because water is very, very important. I want to make sure everybody stays very hydrated as well. And as we, especially seeing as we're moving energy and all of that. And there is where I was just talking about, you'll get the $150 credit if you put your deposit within 72 hours. My website is margaretbryant.org. It is also seekthelightwithin.com. So Either one will take you to my website where you can see the itinerary printed out and more information. This retreat also requires a lot of walking. It's very physical, which is great that it's not going to be during the hot season. But it is a lot of walking. So just to give someone a heads up about that, there's not a lot of places around here that are wheelchair accessible. I think they are working on it though. I'm starting to see a little more ramps and everything everywhere. But you very rarely will see somebody in a wheelchair here in Egypt. So, and that's probably for that reason. And so it is a lot of walking, most of it on even ground. Sometimes it's on uneven ground, dirt roads, cobblestone. But it is a very physical retreat as well. So just to understand that. And do we have our next slide? I think we're on to Q&A maybe. Yes, we are.
So if anyone has any questions for Margaret, just go ahead and open your camera or your audio and please ask. I'm sure she, like she said, if she doesn't have the answers, she will find them.
Yes. Anybody got any questions? Oh, they're cutting in and out.
Does someone have a question for Margaret?
Someone was speaking. I guess I explained it really well. No one has any questions? Okay. So if we're good on questions, and what if we got anything in the chat? I'm not good at watching the chat, people.
Let's see. Yes.
And you're so sweet. This guy, he's in India. He's a very young man. I think it was 5 years ago. He contacted me and said he wanted to do an interview. So we did like two or three, just where I would ask questions and I'd provide some spiritual information. We've remained close friends, him and his mother, and I ever since. So, okay, I can see. I guess we don't have any questions, so we can get ready to discuss the portal. So 999, this 999, ninth month, ninth day, and it is a 9-year, 2025 equals 9. So triple nines, 3, 6, 9, numbers of creation. But nines are the number of completion. So what is happening in the energies today? We're in this particular day, not just any 9-9 portal. We are really closing and ending a huge cycle of humanity on an individual level, but also humanity collectively, all of us going into the next phase of the journey. So on an individual level, we are going to take an opportunity to let go of what no longer serves us. And then we're going to turn around and then begin that integration, begin that journey of change where on the 1010 portal is that initiation, and the 11 date, you're going to face the mirror, face yourself, and then you build the new journey, build the new path. And so we're going to start by letting go of that energy today, and also turn and start to bring in that news. So when these next portals come around for everybody, whether you're at the retreat or not, wherever you are in the world, that you can fully access the energies and what the portals do for you on an individual basis. And for those of us that do planetary work, we also use the energy to enhance our planetary work as well. So with that, if everybody's ready, this meditation activation will be, I'll say 15 minutes, but for those of you that know me, it'll probably be maybe closer to 20. I can't do short guided meditation. So I am going to, if check one more time, do we have any questions? If not, then I'm going to turn my video off so to save on my bandwidth, and hopefully my voice stays strong. And if everybody wants to get comfortable, and we'll begin. Take a couple deep breaths in. Deep belly breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to call in, dear Mother, Father, God, in the name of the Holy Trinity, dear Mother, Father, God, Creator, Origin, Universe, Sophia, Source, whichever name that is you use. Please continue to hold us all in safe and sacred space. May your light and your love run through us and over us as we travel in this meditation and activation. May we receive everything that is for our best and highest good, and be able to let go of those same things that are not for our best and highest good. Surrounding us with your love and protection, we will begin. Let's open up the energy meridians by breathing in beautiful light-filled oxygen into your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet, your toes, and out. Into your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips, and out. We're going to call in Lord Melchizedek, Lord Metatron, and the Mahatma, and ask for a platinum net to be pulled through our entire 12-body system, removing any and all negative energy we may have picked up or created since our last clearing. Exhale. Feel that happening for you now. Whenever you remove something, we must replace with light. So we're going to breathe in pink and gold and blue light. And on the exhalation, push that light out through the pores of your body, sending out love and joy, amplified and expanded infinitely. Breathing in pink and gold and blue, breathing out love and joy, amplified, expanded infinitely. Each breath raising your vibration. And one more. Pink and gold and blue, breathing out love and joy, amplified and expanded infinitely. And we're going to call in our individual Merkabah vehicles of light. These are things that we travel with in the etheric realm. And it's this beautiful piece of sacred geometry. It is part of your actual light body, and we're just going to step into it. And it begins to spin in a counterclockwise manner. As it spins, we will lift up off the earth, up, And we're all going to make our way over to the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. This is the number one connection point for this portal on the planet, and also for the next portals to come as well. And we will all kind of land in front of the pyramid, and our Merkabah vehicle stops spinning and we can step out. And see yourself now standing in front of the Grand Pyramid, the largest pyramid in Giza. And in this moment, I want you to see the entrance halfway up the pyramid into the King's Chamber. We're going to go and walk up and through there. You actually climb up on the side of the pyramid, walk in the entrance. We will walk up the slats to the King's Chamber. And because we are in meditation, we can do this swiftly. We step out into the King's Chamber. The sarcophagus is towards the back in the center. The acoustics in here are absolutely divine. If you look closely and have the ability to see, you may see the different etches and different beings coming out of the walls. There's bulls, Taurus. There's some other ones coming out. If you would like to get in the sarcophagus, you can, and look up towards the point of the pyramid. And then take a big, deep breath and begin letting go in this chamber everything that doesn't serve you. Everything from the past, it's time to let it go. The energy of this pyramid and the chamber will begin the transmutation of that immediately. Just letting it all go. Energies in place, transmuting it as you are releasing it, breathing it out, shake it out, however you want to let that go. Beautiful. Everyone takes an opportunity to climb up into the sarcophagus if they want. If you don't want to, you may sit on the floor, lie down on the floor of the chamber. It's a very, very high vibration in here. And when you are ready, we're going to now leave the King's Chamber, climbing back down to the main entrance. And we're going to walk on the pyramid, but we're not going to go on the ground yet. We're going to stay on the different ledges on the pyramid. Feeling the intensity of the energy of the pyramid. And now begin breathing in the new chapter, the new cycle, the new part of your journey. Breathing it in, opening your arms up to the sky, to the sun. Breathing in all of your manifestations, the next part of your path. And anchor that in. Not anchoring it into the pyramid, go all the way down into the grids of the earth. Feel your energy going down into the earth as you're breathing in and then anchoring in your manifestation, your new reality, the next part of your reality. Allowing the energy of the pyramid to assist. The pyramids are storehouses and powerhouses of energy. Once you've done that, you can walk down onto the ground again. And with each step, breathing down into the ground, anchoring that energy. Because we are now on the other side of the completion. We are at the beginning. We are at the beginning of the next part of our journey. Messages coming through are, we are so very glad you have taken the time to come here on this journey. We are so very glad to have been able to assist you with these energies today. And the we that are speaking is the Divine Feminine Collective and also the Divine Masculine Collective. We are happy to help you begin this next part of your journey, working with both of these beautiful energies so that not only you on an individual basis, the collective can move through this ascension process more cleanly, clearly, swiftly, efficiently, and easy as possible. We know it has been difficult. We know that it has been joyous and wonderful as well. And we will continue working with you if you allow. It is with great pleasure that we walk beside you. We honor you. We respect you. But above all, we love you. We love you. We love you. Feel the light of the divine filling you and flowing through you. Not only entering through your crown, but going down through your feet. Anchoring and locking you into the grid. for this beautiful exchange. And once you are complete, we will step back into our Merkabah vehicles, our individual ones, our vehicles of light. And they will begin spinning counterclockwise, and we will go back across the land, across the water. When you are ready, back to the place and space where you began the meditation and the activation. Your Merkabah vehicle will stop spinning and you will step out and you'll come back. Slowly make your way back into your body. When you are ready, feel yourself enjoying the energy, taking your time. In the name of the Holy Trinity, dear Mother, Father, God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.